to Long Box Diving, where we discuss comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. So, welcome to Long Box Diving. And I am D.
J. O.
And you are?
O.
He is O. So, we are here, and so we're doing our weekly live stream, and we got a live stream, and we're doing a couple things we wanted to do, and it's going to be a little bit different than what we've done before. Of course, we're all new to this, so it's all new stuff. So, first thing I wanted to discuss, since he decided to hide these from me.
I didn't hide nothing. I was reading.
He stole them.
He stole them. He stole them and he hid them, and then he's like, just being his normal self. So we just finished. X-treme X-men. The review of this, we did review the first 6 issues, and honestly, it was first couple issues were okay. Granted, first couple, I do have to say, the covers were fantastic on these. But the first couple issues were okay. When we got into the 3rd issue and down into the 4th issue, things started going just crazy. Things just went downhill. In fact, I didn't even make these two read it because it was just that bad. So we will not be discussing these on a complete live stream like we did last time because it didn't earn a spot with that. It just didn't. It wasn't there. All right,
not were they.
It wasn't were they.
We were not entertained.
No, we were not. Now, I decided. Now, Jay's still doing his Executioner song.
Yep. And I'll have another video out this week.
We'll have another video of this out this week.
Way too far ahead, you cheater.
We are skipping ahead. Hopefully, there's no spoilers here.
100%.
Yeah, there's no spoilers here.
No spoilers there.
Yeah.
I am going to be doing this run, Daredevil Fall from Grace.
Woo!
I have not done a lot of Daredevil. I have just started on the Zdarsky run of Daredevil recently, and I've really kind of started enjoying it. So I found this in a pool. Actually, I got it in a shoebox, like a box of 50 comics, and it was in the shoebox. And I've been enjoying it. It's really been pretty good so far. So that will be a review that's coming up this week. So all that aside, we are ready to start talking about what we wanted. This was Jay's idea. So if it goes really bad, we know who to blame.
I don't care.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, I'll burn it to
That's
the ground.
fine.
He'll destroy it himself.
That really doesn't surprise me. So we were able to watch. We didn't go to see it in the theater.
Should have.
Spiderman Far From Home. So what was that?
Some of us have
We
work.
should have. That is the youngest with no job, and just he's
Free.
okay with me paying for it. That's
Have no
perfectly
bills.
cool. No bills, no having to work, nothing, all that. So he's like, yeah, we could have gone, we should have gone. But we weren't able to go see it in the theater. I wish we had. That would have been fantastic. Hey, Gateway, how you doing? So we wanted to be we actually got to see it this weekend. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday?
Yeah.
And man, we were really enjoying Spider-Man Far From Home. So we wanted to discuss it a little bit, discuss with you guys, and just talk about it a little bit. Now, Jay, you want to start off? Let us know what you liked about it. I know you liked it, right?
Yeah. Also, just spoilers because it's a Spider-Man movie, but yeah.
Yeah, spoilers.
I really enjoyed how they implemented Mysterio, and it wasn't just an old-fashioned smoke and mirrors. That was great. It's not like a revolutionary movie. It's not a super there's a lot of downtime of road trip, but I enjoyed how they implemented the villain, and that was really fun for me.
So that's all you really liked about it, is the villain.
Yeah.
You didn't like the Tom Holland. You didn't like MJ. You didn't like anything.
I'm not a teen drama person, and that's what it felt a lot of this was.
You're not that far out of teen drama.
Yeah, thanks. I've never been teen drama.
All right, how about you, Z or O, as today's stream you are? What do you think?
Zed? We're not British. Anyway.
If you confuse your audience.
It is.
Let's just start saying letters from other languages. Go.
We're referring to Tom Holland, so I guess it fits. But it was. I really liked how they did Mysterio. I really like how they did Mysterio. It was beautiful work with the CGI.
Yeah.
The way they did some backstory to where it just fit. It's pretty good.
All right, so apparently we're villain fans here.
Oh yeah. Oh no, on this one.
On this movie, I really like the movie overall. I mean, I didn't hear a lot of good things before. I wasn't really looking for it, but I didn't really hear anybody raving about it. But once we watched it, sat down and actually watched it, it really was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. It had a lot of action. The Mysterio's powers were fantastic. I like how they implemented that. There was the whole scene where he got caught taking a picture with his pants down. Hilarious. That was fun. I like the new different spider suits they put in there.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of threw back to the video game a little bit with some of the spider suits.
It would definitely felt influence from the Spider-Man video game, especially towards the end. You can see stuff that felt like, oh yeah, hey, we have a game here. Don't forget. But yeah, like the detective costume, for example.
Yeah, Gateway. I'm with you on this. Mysterio on this was, probably that was the best way to play that, and with the drones flying around, and it wasn't just like it always in the comics. I felt like it was a little mystical. I knew it was supposed to be, smoke and mirrors, but I never really saw how it's possible. But when they're watching the drones fly around, and that scene, we'll probably show a little bit of that scene where he goes into the monster in London, and you see all the drones there, and he starts hooking them together. That was fantastic. And the fight scene between Mysterio and Spider-Man in the abandoned building, and then again in the bridge, just crazy. I liked how they did that.
And like if you think about it, this run of Spider-Man movies have been so far the best at modernizing Spider-Man and his villains and making them stuff for like my generation to be able to relate to as a Spider-Man, or technology-wise for different villains. So that's been interesting.
I thought was it?
Yeah.
Last movie, we had Shocker.
Yeah.
We had Vulture.
But even like the high school situation, for example, the bullies aren't the jocks. The bullies are the guys who are very popular on the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably like always live streaming.
Yeah.
Flash. That was crazy. But yeah. Mysterio was a perfect villain, and I have a feeling they're playing into
Sinister Six.
The Sinister Six coming up. That would be great.
If they can work together with Marvel or pull it off on their own.
All right, so Jay here actually went out and clipped some stuff. So we're gonna. Which one did you want? You just want to watch the first one?
I don't care. It's just whatever we end up talking about, in case you want to just show off something without sound.
Yes, nothing with sound. Now, I don't know. There you go. Gateway watched the movie. Shan, I think you watched the movie. So, with this, we watch him first. He's in New York and he is ready. Everybody's just come back from the blip, and that was hilarious. They're getting on the plane. They're having this trip to London. Flashes up first class with the alcohol, and MJ stops. Is like, hey, he blipped. Now that's interesting to me because it's like it's now a verb, in the universe.
Like blip beard.
Yeah, you blipped. You're a blip. Are you a blipper? Can you, like a boomer? And now we have blippers and boomers.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and if you look at it, that's a plot point. Even though his class didn't really blip at all, you have people around him. Well, question: they all blipped. None of them did.
Yeah, that's we were discussing that. We were discussing the movie. Like everybody that Spider-Man knew didn't. They all blipped. Which I thought it would have been cool if they had not had somebody that blipped, and now he's an adult, and they had to deal with that situation.
That would have been a very interesting thing to have his best friend to grow 5 years. Now he's 21. His best friend has thought he's been dead for 5 years, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then having to reintegrate.
Yeah,
and like, hey, you want to go hang out and build Legos and Death Star Legos? And his buddy's like, no, I'm about to go on a date with this hot chick.
No, I'm married.
Totally, I'm married. Whole different dynamic, and would have been interesting. So it starts out they went to Venice first, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you have, Peter Parker, and that was hilarious. Aunt May kept calling it his Tingle.
Yeah.
His Peter Tingle.
Still like Spider-Sense better.
It's so much better. The Peter Tingle. So they get over to London, and then you have this first monster show up, right?
Hydra Man.
Was it Hydra Man?
Hydra Man.
It looked like Hydra Man, and at first I thought it was Hydra Man. But apparently it was, as we've come to know, it is definitely not Hydra Man. Let me see if I can get a good clip of this. There. So you see him in Venice, and he's actually causing destruction. I mean, he's actually tearing stuff apart. And my first thought was, again, I hadn't watched a lot of the reviews. I hadn't watched a lot of the spoilers about it. So I knew Mysterio was in there.
And of course, Mysterio is Mysterio. So there's something going on.
There's something going on. But I just immediately assumed that was actually Hydra Man. I don't know about the rest of you, but I actually thought it was Hydra Man. I thought this is going to be a Hydra Man deal. What's going on here? And it was interesting because you actually see the destruction. Buildings being destroyed, things are being just blown apart. Really enjoyed that. I thought it sold it really well.
Yeah. Because like the audience who are comic book viewers don't really know, hey, how are they going to handle Mysterio? Are they going to retcon him? Is he going to smoke and mirrors as a hero kind of thing? Or is he a villain? We don't know going into it because they do change things going into comics, right?
Yep.
Going from comics.
Then we had this. Okay, now knowing what we know, about how Mysterio did this, and that he used drones and etc. You have a scene in here where the Hydra monster slammed down like this and caused this huge wave that just kind of launched everybody. Now, how do you think they pulled that off with the drones?
They just sent the drones into the water to
displace the water. Just sent the drones into the water.
But you think that's going to displace enough water to push a boat like that?
The explosions.
Do you think it's an explosion?
If you do it powerful enough, maybe.
But you had no fire. I mean, they would have to hide the blast up because it didn't really. I mean, I don't remember it blasting up. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of. It did. I mean, it's kind of a blast up a little bit. But it was more of a forward motion.
Yeah, it's more of a forward motion. So I mean, I can see it. It's just
drones shooting rocket. Oh, the forced. They could blast force sound waves or whatever.
Yeah, but again, somebody would have heard it. So I mean, here looking at it, I just thought Hydra Man was slamming the water, knocking buildings. But then as we watched further along, we knew that it was actually the drones behind it. So kind of went, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, that was really good. And then we get, let me see, do you have?
I like this scene.
The whole bell scene.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we have
Peter Parker at the perfect moment.
You've got to have one for you have pulling the ship together, stopping the train. Amazing Spider-Man sucked. But you have to have one per movie.
Yes. It's the quintessential Spider-Man is trying to save the day, and he just gets beat up trying to do the right thing.
By a bell of all things.
And watching him hit that bell multiple times with his face.
And you paused it perfectly because he's flying forward right now.
And it's like, you see, and then overall, the tower still comes down anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Boom! Right into the bell. That was fantastic. And then it rocks back and he hits the bell again. And boom, another bell bang, and he still comes up and he still tries to grab the whole tower, and then it ends up coming down anyway, which was kind of funny.
This is also something interesting, at least me thinking about it, right? He is not experienced in fighting any elementals like Sandman or Hydra Man, anybody like that, and he doesn't know how to fight them yet.
No, and how would you fight him? I mean, think about it as a Spider-Man.
He just shoots a web at it and it does nothing. But
web. I'm strong. That's what he says to Mysterio. Yeah. I'm strong and I'm sticky.
He doesn't have the experience of how to trick his villains yet, which is
nope.
I would love to see if that shows up anytime soon. To play more of that clever guy that Spider-Man.
Well, I think it's coming. I mean, in this
eventually.
Later on, we see Mysterio say something to him, or we say, "Don't ever apologize for being the smartest man in the room."
Which that's something that I think was the whole arc of this movie, was him learning to accept accept himself, right?
Yep.
Is he is a big time superhero, whether or not he wants to admit it, and he is a smart man, whether or not he feels like he can be.
Well, it goes all the way back to what the Uncle Ben saying, right? With great power
and they made
comes great responsibility, and he is feeling with all the Avengers gone, all these people gone, and he's what's left. Stark is gone.
Yeah,
it's him. He's got to be more than just the neighborhood Spider-Man. He now has to be
and he's not ready for
universal
that responsibility.
Well,
he doesn't feel like he's ready for that responsibility.
He's 16.
Yeah,
technically, right? Because he blipped. But you gonna say something, Zed?
Yeah. Oh, it's
Pat.
Yeah. Anyway, he touched on that. When they were doing the photo shoot, they were asking him, "Are you the next Tony Stark?" He's like, "Anyone got any neighborhood questions?"
Yeah. Any neighborhood question, and then he gets really flustered, right? And he jumps up to the roof and leaves.
He just keeps seeing Spider-Man in Iron Man in every single city.
Oh yeah.
Like every single city he goes to, there's a mural to Iron Man somewhere.
And Happy helped resolve some of this. He was like, "You can't live up to Iron Man." Tony couldn't even live up to Iron Man.
That's right. And that whole sequence on the, I know we're jumping ahead, but that whole sequence on the airplane. The whole sequence on the airplane where he's making the new suit was just fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I did have to show this because it really makes us laugh. And we are, like I've said on Twitter, we're easily amused.
Yeah.
You see him here with the bell, and he gets slammed right into it. I mean, the acting on that was just fantastic.
Feet up. It's a Looney Tunes situation.
And then this immediate flip up too.
And then he jumps up.
So, oh heck, we're still doing this.
And right here,
boom!
Oh, just fantastic. That's gotta hurt.
You can hear Tweety.
He is probably seeing Tweety right now. But again, this just to me is just quintessential Spider-Man. He is trying to do the right thing, and he's always just getting hurt doing it.
He's still flirty derpy.
And this movie had a lot of it where he kept getting beat down in fights, and then he just kept getting right back up,
right,
over and over again. Honestly.
Oh yeah, we first Mysterio encountered the second one,
and then then the fact that he actually gets gets to trying to save this tower, and it still doesn't, falls over. So I like Tom. Gateway said I like Tom Holland, okay, but he's not my favorite Spidey. Still good though. Yeah, I don't know if he's my favorite Spidey. He's been pretty good so far. Of the Spideys that we know and that we can remember, which you guys probably only remember the more recent ones. I
remember I don't remember his name, but I remember the original run.
Yeah, Toby.
Yeah, Toby Maguire.
So who would be your favorite?
Mine is actually Tom.
Yeah.
A lot of people will cite Into Spider-Verse, and I don't know if we have too much Spider-Man from that. This one feels like the closest to the teenager Spider-Man that I enjoyed reading. What was the first one? The first run, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, it was Tobey Maguire.
He's probably the best Spider-Man, but he doesn't feel like a teenager. He feels more like the early college,
post-college Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then there's Andrew Garfield. That's the
Amazing
Spider-Man. Yeah. Dude was too good looking.
Does anybody like Amazing Spider-Man run?
I mean, he was too good looking to not be popular. I mean, it's Andrew Garfield. That's not.
Would you just stop?
It's not the face of Spider-Man.
Stop staring at Andrew Garfield.
Fine, I'll go to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, so and it's true that has definitely been Spidey's motivation is
Uncle Ben.
The Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
With
great
power comes great responsibility.
That's something they changed. I think this run it's Iron Man.
Well, yeah, in a sense they're making Iron Man the father figure, the hero worship thing, but the concept is still there. With great power comes great responsibility, and especially like when you get the glasses.
Yeah.
And he is on the bus. I don't know if you clipped that. Did you clip any of that?
No, I did not.
When he originally gets those glasses and he gets on the bus and he understand. I'm still a hero even after death. What's it?
Oh yeah, even after death.
Even after I'm still
the hero.
I'm still a hero. That's totally Tony Stark. It's great. And then he realizes, yes, this competing guy for MJ's attention. Yeah, he is a target. And drone comes down, and it's gonna. And I'm like, yeah. See, he got great power, and he just didn't.
Has no responsibility.
And he did not. Yeah, and that was pointed out later. Is you didn't even use it right.
Yeah, Fury called him on it.
Yep, Fury did call him on it. Though we don't know if that was Fury.
The Fury who called him out on that was
Fury.
That was Mysterio.
That was Mysterio.
Fury.
Fury called him out on it.
Which did you guys actually watch the second end credit scene?
No.
I don't know.
You didn't because
No,
you didn't
probably
show it. I watched it. It's the Fury and Maria Hill we've been seeing this entire time have been Skrulls.
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
So I don't know
course.
if Fury's sitting on an island
Did
somewhere.
Fury unblip?
We have no idea.
He should have. They reversed the blip.
And does anybody in the chat know if Fury
Yeah.
unblipped? Because if the inset credit scene is that Fury is a Skrull,
Then there's still original Fury somewhere.
then, yeah, the real Fury is somewhere, and well, that should be interesting. All right, jeepers. All right, so
Which that makes sense. Like you notice we talked about how they are making it look his scar look more like cat scrawl.
Right?
yeah,
If that has an actual reason, this is a different Fury, or like his iPad sheet keeps changing.
That would be so cool.
and that's how you could tell he's got the. They watched the movie. They watched the Captain Marvel movie, and then they're putting the cat scratches. We're like, that's a Skrull.
They were just told, oh yeah, he got scratched by a cat. There you go.
Then we have, he sees Mysterio. Mysterio comes shooting in to save the day with Hydro Man. Or at least what the Hydro Elemental. I keep saying Hydro Man. I don't know if anybody else was confused by that. But,
His name is Hydro Man.
It's Andrew.
and we see, and honestly, Mysterio actually really seemed convincing as a superhero. Anybody feel that way? Or is that just me? He sold it well. I mean, the guy's a good actor in the sense of
That's Mysterio.
Yeah.
But, or do you think that Peter bought into it because Peter didn't want it?
Mysterio said it's really easy to fool people when they want to be fooled.
When they're already deceiving themselves.
So you think Peter's
That was
just
close.
wanting to get rid of it? And that was the whole point of it?
I don't think at the beginning he was. Later on, he definitely was.
Well, I think it was after he got the glasses, right? That he realized, oh, no.
Mysterio has a team helping him act through this, right? And
Yeah.
there's subtle things like him talking about this, and he rubs his wedding ring.
Yeah.
There's subtle things he does to help sell it as an actor. Mysterio as an actor.
Yep.
With his script and his dialogue, that really helps portray him as a hero.
Yeah.
Even though he hasn't done anything
Do
heroic.
you steal me the cape?
The cape thing had me laughing. But you still gonna need? Yes, I'm still gonna need the cape. And she's over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that had me go. I was like rolling. That was great. Do you need the cape? I still need the cape. And so, then we got Fury, and of course, Fury's like, I will just fix your problem for you. So you're saying, Jay, that Fury is a Skrull.
That Fury is a Skrull, yeah.
Wow. All right, so
It's because the eye patch is too round. Yeah.
just 2 rounds. That's what did it.
Yeah, can't you see all the subtle clues?
Oh yeah.
And so, Fury decides to rearrange Peter Parker's school schedule because they don't want to. You see it here. Mysterio turns his ring. Here.
He's talking about how he failed his
failed his world. His wife, his family died, and he's turning this wedding ring. This is like normally a subconscious thing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's like we married people do.
We marry, and you just do it subconsciously. You touch the ring, and you see Peter's face.
You can just feel the.
Ray, come on.
Done frame by frame.
It doesn't want to do it, but you see his eyes looking over at Mysterio's hands as Mysterio's, turning this ring like that. And I think that, it was a fantastic job to me. It's a good job. with the acting there. But you see, he to me, he just wanted to believe. He just wants to be a kid. You know, he wants to go on dates. He wants to, go out with MJ. He wants to give her no.
He just wants to be the neighborhood Spider-Man.
Who? I'm not sure I like this version of MJ. I mean, who wants to get a Black Dahlia to remind you of a murder that happened in L.A.?
It's a creepy MJ. It's a dark MJ.
That's dark.
It's very emo.
She was cut in half, man.
Which is yeah.
That is.
It's outcast humor. It's
though at the end of the movie, the way MJ acted on the bridge when she kisses Peter, I like that better.
Or when they're swinging.
It was actually, or the swing scene. It fit a little bit better, but the whole, I'm tough, I'm rebel, I'm goth, I'm dark. I don't know, emo.
Maybe it's just.
I don't even know what it is, but I'm too old. I'm a boomer. I don't know what these things are, so it just seemed really weird to me.
While we're on the scene, they brought up the whole multiverse idea.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I don't know if that means they're actually going to introduce it because, like, we know Mysterio is lying.
We know Mysterio doesn't even believe there is a multiverse because he was talking to the guy who's like, good idea, different Earths.
But however, they did straight up say 616, which is like the Marvel Earth. So that helped sell it for me because they introduced it as 616. That's the Earth they're on.
Is that the first time in the movies that they've actually called it 616?
As far as I know,
I think so.
Now that I'm saying it, technically that's not 616 because it's the MCU, but whatever. Yeah, they
did say 616.
That's the first time I'm aware that they actually introduced the multiverse in a MCU movie, other than Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I remember hearing it either. If any of you guys out there,
there might have been a one in Captain Marvel.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Huh?
None of this.
All right, so then we get where he's going to work with Stark, he's going to work with Mysterio, and there's this huge monster beast thing,
Magma Man.
Magma, and apparently Magma. Let's get a picture of Magma Man here.
That's good.
If Magma apparently absorbs metal, he's going to grow bigger.
Makes sense,
right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know how that makes sense.
I don't get it.
What I want to know is how the drones absorbed. They just shot it and they
just hid the metal, right? They just hid the metal or shot it or burned it,
and then you can
melted it.
Project its taller, right? That's not impossible.
But then we have Spider-Man who becomes. Let's see there. Now, which uniform is this from the game? Do you
say Spider Noir?
Noir.
Spider Noir, yeah.
Now, so again, we have the Spider Noir outfit.
Well, it's close to it, but
I did like the introduction of some of these other
or the pants.
So what was the European name for him?
Night Monkey.
Night Monkey.
And it's funny because later on, this woman walks up and sees him. Night Monkey, turns around, runs away. That's great. cracking me up. That was hilarious. All right, so from there, they lose that battle, right? So what do they do after that? We have MJ that picks up.
I think I got a clip of it somewhere in maybe the next one. But yeah, you can actually see it pretty clearly. No, try the one that's labeled produce. Behind the scenes stuff.
She's going through all of them.
Yeah, might as well.
Sound effects.
I guess I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I cut it off.
I don't know where you did it. Now they were supposed to be on a date, and this was I know you're not into the teenage drama, Jay, but I know Zed is. So they're going to. He worked a deal with Fury to get all his friends saved, and they're supposed to be going to the opera. Now, it was hilarious to me because what teenage kids want to go to the opera versus a light festival with a bunch of people partying and music. Carnival. so and that was a it was a good scene where he walks up to MJ and they would you like to sit next to me?
Oh, awkward.
But
they played into Peter Parker being awkward a lot.
Peter Parker is awkward, and I still don't know how, even in the comics, how he ended up with MJ.
Spider-Man has had a ton of girlfriends.
Well,
Because he can.
Gwen Stacy, right?
There's a lot of them.
Black Cat.
There's a lot of them.
So apparently Spider-Man's got game.
Yes.
He's a superhero.
If it just takes nerdy, geeky, and awkward,
yeah,
you two are
We
in.
are.
Comic Strike has a good two sets of video where he goes through all of the girlfriends.
Who was that?
Comic Strike. And that doesn't even include any of the one fling kind of things or anything that may have been construed a date.
Well, how many are we talking about? 20?
Yeah, it made it into about 40-minute videos, give or take.
How many 40-minute videos? Just one, right?
Just no, 120, 120. So it's 220s. Yeah.
So 40 minutes worth of movie episodes talking about Peter Parker's girlfriends. That's crazy.
That's a lot of girlfriends.
That's a lot of girlfriends.
Peter. And here in the latest comic, he was supposed to propose to MJ again the second time, and he missed it because he was helping his sister. Spoilers. So
you don't say spoilers after the spoil.
We've been spoiling Spider-Man.
the whole thing. We said spoilers at the beginning. We didn't say what we were spoiling.
Just if you want Spider-Man,
Everything is going to be spoiled.
and then the movie from 3 years from now is spoiled.
Yeah, if you haven't watched the other Spider-Man movies that we've mentioned, or
Sorry.
they're in credits,
We've also spoiled Infinity War.
we're spoiling
and
everything. We're just going to label this the spoil episode. We're spoiling everything.
Yeah, just talking long enough, we'll start ranting about Game of Thrones.
All right. So he's supposed to be and he has to run out because Fury called him, and he dresses as the Spider Noir, and he's fighting this monster with Mysterio, and MJ comes up after him, and apparently one of the projectors gets knocked off the drone, falls down. She's able to pick it up.
See you, Gateway.
See you, Gateway. So they're having this, she's taking it in her backpack. She takes it back to the hotel. By the time Peter gets back, she's like they're all packing up to go, right? Because every place they've been now has been destroyed.
Oh yeah,
or it has some monster attack in one way or another.
And
Europe is not safe.
It's interesting because actually they did show it off, like when he shot the web at the Ferris wheel and it hit the drone and dropped it out of the air. I'm like, is that a force field? What happened to that? Later on, it makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it got damaged in some way, right? So she found it. She goes back, and then Peter makes his move.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to go hang out?
Except he doesn't.
Well, he did ask her. Would you like to go hang out and see the city? Just the two of us, see something a little different.
Just the two of us.
Don't. We're gonna get hit.
Oh.
No strikes. All right, so
No, we're definitely gonna get 10,000 copyright strikes.
Why?
At least 8.
Look at us.
We're not that bad. We may get strikes for being, bad spoilers. All right. So they go out, right, and they're going to hang out together, some alone time on a bridge in
where they apparently
Prague?
hung people.
They're in Prague now. So they're in
yeah.
Prague, and MJ calls him out. Straight up calls him out. You're Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Man.
And
Cuts him off rudely and calls him out.
No, I'm not. I'm not Spider-Man. Now, let this be a lesson to us all. Just fess up. I mean, he waits, then he fesses up later. And then yet another scene where Spider-Man is found changing clothes in front of a girl. 2 times in this movie, he is slipping out of his clothes, switching costumes, and they figure out basically that there's a projector involved and that Peter Parker had already talked to Mysterio after the fight. They're in a bar, and Mysterio just totally nails the performance of, hey, you have the power. You need to be responsible for it. Are you sure you're ready for all that? And Peter turns over Tony's whole thing
Tire system,
to
Egypt, all of it.
Mysterio. And then we get this whole nice scene, and I think you might have clipped it.
I got the end of it.
You clipped part of it.
No, or before that. Yeah, that one.
His acceptance speech.
Which this is something I heard people talking about how like movie structure. You want your beginning of what is the base world. Then you have your middle. Where this is the real plot, this is what's the real antagonist, and then you have your end, which
Twist
is the beating the antagonist. This is almost directly in the middle. This
We're about halfway through the movie.
This part is an hour in a 2-hour movie. This is straight up in the middle where the real plot is revealed. Him talking to Spider-Man and Spider-Man giving up the glasses. That is the middle of the movie, like the climax of here is your real enemy. Great.
Right, and I just knew it because when we were sitting there, I'm like, there's something. Mysterio is a bad guy.
Yeah, Mysterio is a bad guy.
Something's not right. Something's going to happen. And as everybody's like, all these people start evaporating in the scene, I'm like, oh crap. Here it is. Mysterio's now been revealed. He is not a good guy. He is a bad guy. He has been tricking Spider-Man the whole time. And they go through, and this was cool. Because they actually go through where a lot of these different people that are helping him, how they got their start. And I like the throwback to Iron Man movies, right? Where Iron Man called the virtualization system BARF.
Yeah, BARF.
Yeah. So what was that? I don't remember the acronym stands for now. But they call it BARF. And there was another scene from Iron Man 1 where the main villain is like yelling at this dude for not doing something right. And it's that dude. And, that was really cool is being able to have those couple throwbacks of tying them back into the Iron Man films. That was really cool.
That's important. I don't know if we see that enough, but when you have a cinematic universe, that's why you have it, is for you to connect those dots of the choices you made here have consequences. Even the little stuff like you do have consequences and can play off to making something better.
Binarily augmented retro framing.
Nice. So BARF. All right. So the whole idea now is Peter has turned over the glasses, and now that Mysterio has the glasses, they can tie into the Tony Stark network. They can get a hold of a lot more drones. And they're practicing their scene, right? And they're going to go and destroy London because Mysterio basically, what is Mysterio's motivation?
He wants to become the new Spider-Man.
The new Iron Man, right?
Iron Man.
It's the limelight.
Yeah,
he wants to be recognized for his hard work and be admired and be respected, just like Tony was.
So it's all about that. Just I want to be the new Iron Man, or I just want to be respected.
Admired. I think it really is just down to being admired for his intelligence or whatever else he feels about himself.
I'm good. You all should agree with me.
Yeah.
They're practicing for the scene, and this is where we really get a good clear what he's been doing the whole time. It's not.
The technology is amazing
here, but you can see all these drones here, right? And each of these drones are outfitted with holographic projectors. They've got lasers, Gatling guns, explosive. So it is just, they are weapons of war. And Mysterio is, using these things to build these holographic projections and scenarios where he's able to fly in and where he's really not flying. He's on the ground. But he makes him look like he's doing all these things. And they're actually shooting lasers and bombs to make it look like they're actually causing damage in these things. It was fantastic. A great way of presenting this. And so we haven't actually seen that yet. And this is the first time we actually get to see what he has been doing and what he's been using to make these effects.
How he's been doing it.
Right. And so after MJ and Peter figure out that, hey, not all of this has been on the up and up, we get some good scenes of Spider-Man actually going. So now
toe to toe with some drones.
He realizes one that he flies with the Berlin. He flies to go find Fury.
Yeah.
Right? Where did he go?
To the World Expo in Berlin.
To Berlin, right? He goes there and he goes to find Tony Stark, and his spider sense starts tingling, and he realizes that Mysterio is there. Mysterio is here too. It's not just us. There's a bunch of people. So he
Nick Fury's like, hey, look, who else did you tell about the projection? Who else knows?
Yeah, he keeps asking, who else did you tell about this device? Because Peter throws it on the table, and then everything just goes crazy. You've got drones, lining them up, shooting them, and we get a really good scene where he flips back to his regular uniform, or regular outfit, costume.
I have that.
It's another
here.
Screen.
No, Ethan, I do not have a.
He has a clip of it, Goober.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have like the quintessential,
Mysterio
scene, and this gets really good because Peter does not know how to fight this.
Nope.
I mean, granted, I don't know how to fight this. I don't think, if you were thrown into this situation, how would you react?
Well, what is real at this point? How can you tell what is real? Like this takes superpowers. You can't tell what's real.
You need an EMP.
Well, I mean, if they're shielded, I mean, who knows? And all he knows is when he hits something, it's solid. Mm-hmm. When he gets shot at, or when something goes to attack him, he can actually get hurt.
Yeah.
And so it is one of those things where it's really interesting. I like how they did this.
Yep.
And this whole fight scene was amazing. Did you get the clip of the train?
No, I did not.
And so he's out there, and it looks like, they're fighting Mysterio, and he gets thrown out. He has to save MJ. She gets thrown off the Eiffel Tower. He's jumping down after her. It was just a great fight scene. Then he comes out, and he's standing there, and somebody shoots Mysterio. Right, and it looks like Fury.
Yeah,
comes and actually shoots Mysterio in the back, right? And all the guards come out, and everybody, and they're like, okay, who else did you tell? Who else did you tell? And he goes, MJ. MJ is the only one that knows. Now,
his friend and maybe the girlfriend,
and he backs him up. Spider-Man gets hit by a train. All right, that was just that scene. I actually probably jumped a little bit in my seat, like, whoa. I knew something was coming.
Yeah,
but I did not expect a train in the face.
Yeah, no, that was
just great. And then you see the hand, reach up and the bloody fingerprint.
Yeah.
Then he climbs onto the train, and he's all messed up, and he falls asleep, and he ends up in what, Netherlands
in jail.
And so he's in the Netherlands, and he like breaks out of prison. He just reaches behind the bars and snaps lock. Oh, it's great. And then Happy comes to pick him up. Now, granted, how does he know it's Happy? He's really confused at this point. What is what's going on? And they fly out to they fly to London, and he's there to try to save his friends because he knows the big baddie is going to try to attack his friends. And then we get to me some of the best Spider-Man stuff I've seen in a while. I really, really enjoyed this scene, the last few minutes here, where Spider-Man is inside the giant monster, right? And he lands on top of one of these drones. And you actually see the inside, and you see all the drones flying around, and all of them out there flying around, all with the holographic projectors, and he starts bouncing around, putting webbining them, right? And then he shoots electricity through them all, and it causes them all to fry, right? And it knocks out the whole projection. And then it's a fight, right? It's just basically Spider-Man there, and thousands of Tony Stark weaponized drones, and he's trying to save his friends, and he's fighting this thing, and it's just a beast, and he is doing everything he can, and they're lighting him on fire. There's a whole scene where he was flying around on fire.
No, he was on fire for a good minute.
He was on fire, and then he finally slides through the water with his bag. That was great. And so that was a scene you liked specifically, right?
Oh yeah, it was a very classic Spider-Man, because enclosed spaces against multiple villains. That's very Spider-Man-esque.
Yeah, but they did it in a wide open space, right? So it is literally in this. I mean, it's a huge open area, the monster, but you see all the drones in there, and but it was the very acrobatic, right? Jumping around, zap,
Yeah.
zap, 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 and so very Spider-Man-esque, like you said, and it was reminiscent of a tight space and a tight fight, but in reality, it was very open, and a lot of the things he did to try to destroy the drones were very wide open things, right? But the agileness of Spider-Man is very much on display here, and I really did enjoy that. All right, so we a clip there. So Mysterio again is like walking on a bridge. He still has Tony Stark, or not Tony Stark, Fury is still buying into Mysterio's still a hero. Again, he said he had his doubts later, but did he really have his doubts, or was he really?
I mean,
Happy
sent him a message.
Happy did send him a message, gave him a call. But the scene on the airplane, and we didn't clip it here, but the scene on the airplane coming from Netherlands into London, and Peter Parker's in the back, and he starts building with the machines, right? And he puts the holographic gloves on, and he starts doing what Tony Stark did. That was great to me. I really did enjoy that. And Happy's like, hey, you take care of the and I'll take care of the music. And boom, the music kicks in, and it was just like watching Tony Stark again, right?
Which, funny enough, that song choice is interesting because it was made because the lead singer died.
Yeah.
So they got a new lead singer, and that's the first song they released on the album.
What's the name of the song?
Back in Black.
Back in Black. Nice. Who sang it?
AC/DC.
See, look at that. This is why I bring him along.
Wait a second. Didn't Peter Parker say Led Zeppelin?
Yes, he
I
did.
thought he did.
Yeah, he was wrong.
So, all right. So now we have Skrulls and Peter Parker misidentifying 80s rock.
That's just Peter Parker. He misidentifies anything old.
Oh, it's Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
Oh, that's Star Trek, right?
Yeah, he probably won't get the reference because it's not a Star Trek reference. But yeah, that to me was fantastic.
Reminds me of when he's in space with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. He's like, "Hey guys, remember that really old movie?"
That really old movie. Yeah, I mean, he's being burnt up. He's out of webs, and so he does. He has to build a shield.
He takes the tower sign.
He takes a tower sign. He's got
a shield.
Tower bridge.
He uses a shield, and he uses like one of the weapons off of the drone.
Yeah.
Then he runs up and he hits the drone, and he gets launched into the air. And that was just, I mean, you're like, if I was in a theater at that point, we're like, whoa, that would have been awesome.
It's like a circus acrobat trick.
That was very cool. Very Spider-Man-esque, right? And he goes up, and he finally figures out where Mysterio is. And, Mysterio's in this long hallway. Let me see if I can.
Actually, yeah, that's the whole clip of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or it should be.
Can't get a good. All right, there. Okay, so he's like in this overwalk bridge, right? So Mysterio is standing in this overwalk bridge. He's got a couple drones with him, and he is just totally controlling all the drones from this area. And Spider-Man finally figures out where he is, and he gets up there with Mysterio, and got a couple punches and whatnot, and etc. And then the whole thing goes into Mysterio mode. That's what I'll call it, Mysterio mode. And he has no webs. He has no way to know what's going on.
That one should be the next clip.
All right, so the next clip. That is.
Oh no, after that.
Not that.
Sorry.
You got it backwards.
No, yeah, I told you, two were out of place. Yeah, this is just straight up there.
All right. So he's down in this dark hallway, and he has to rely on his
Spider Sense.
Peter Tingle.
Yeah, which has been brought up over and over again that it's not been working. It's not been working. This is why he's going on the trip.
He hasn't worked. It's just, and he has to rely on the Spidey sense or the Peter Tingle, which just sounds so.
It's so dumb.
All right, but he closes his eyes,
man.
And he just totally does this run. And in this scene, how long is this clip? 30 seconds. And
It's like
Let's see if we can play a little bit of this. This is just fantastic to me. One of the best scenes in the whole movie is played out right here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Look at the acrobatics there, dodging the bullets, eyes closed the whole time, just relying on, the spider sense.
He goes out the bridge.
He goes out the bridge, into the bridge, up through. Look at the whole time his eyes are closed because they're open. They're open there, and he stabs that last one. But when he finally knocks out the projector. And the whole time he had his eyes closed. He finally knocks out the projector, and he comes up onto Mysterio. And that was just fantastic. To me, one of the best segments of this movie was.
It's like a visual representation of Daredevil's echolocation.
Echolocation, yeah.
And it's always nice to have scenes where it's not just, oh yeah, who can beat up the villain the fastest, right? Or that's all it's about. This one adds a complexity of, okay, how do you get around the visual?
I can't see the villain.
And Peter's still getting beat up. Spider-Man is still taking his lumps. And that to me is one also quintessential Spider-Man is he takes his lumps. Mm-hmm. And it's never just go in and I beat you, I am the bestest.
I'm the best superhero in the superverse.
Everybody clap for me.
His entire face and body's messed up. He's like,
yeah. This is the new suit. The third time he's been beat up this movie.
Yeah. It's like, he's limping up to meet MJ, and she kisses him, and then he feels totally better. I get that.
He like runs hop.
Yeah, he's like, woohoo! Yeah, I got kissed finally.
Mario.
But and he saves the day, and Mysterio's down, right? So Mysterio gets knocked down, and he's walking up to talk to him. And he instantly just reached over, grabs Mysterio's hand.
Right as the gun fires.
Right as the gun was pointed to his head. And again, trusting the Peter jingle to save the day. I hope somebody writes that into the comics so we can all go,
That's all it's there for.
They will too. Because they keep adapting comics to reflect the movies.
Yeah, so the other way around. But he's able to rely on it again, and he stops him. He gets the glasses. He reverses the orders. He pulls all the drones back, and everything kind of goes back to normal, right? And
calm down, man.
He gets back to New York. There's a thing going on between Happy and Aunt May, which she's like, we're just hanging out something. We're Netflix and chill and all that. And Happy's like, I thought we were in a dating
which Happy confesses in the bank vault. The Queen's vault.
Yeah, he says, I'm in love with Spider-Man's aunt.
Yeah.
So if anybody sees him hanging out with Aunt May, now it's like, well, that's Aunt May. That's Peter's aunt.
That doesn't
and
matter.
There's two people in that group who don't know who Spider-Man is to begin with.
Two don't know. And one of them is a Spider fan. Big Spider fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also both terrible people in high school to tell because one's a live streamer, the other's a news anchor.
But the good news is it won't matter for long.
Yeah.
So Peter comes back to New York. He's hanging out with MJ again and takes her for a ride, swinging through. And that was taking the snap, the selfie, which, was very reminiscent of the video game again, right? Which was just cool to me to have that thrown in.
Which has one of the best swing mechanics.
Then you see the throwback. Is that the end credit scene, right? You see the throwback to J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah.
Spider-Man's a menace.
Spider-Man is a menace. And it's good because Quentin Mysterio releases Peter's secret identity out to the world and makes it seem like Peter was the one that did all this bad stuff to begin with.
Frames him for murder.
Frames him for murder, frames him for all the destruction in London and other places. And, and then literally Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And then there's a second end credit scene. Jay, would you?
This Maria Hill and Nick Fury are Skrulls.
That's it. They were doing nothing.
They were talking, but I wasn't listening.
Just sitting there looking at each other. And
they were talking. I just didn't have volume on. I mean, okay, fine. I'm not.
He's learning how to be a reviewer. We're still working on this.
Yeah, totally.
He's learning how to take pictures.
All right. and that was Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I mean, to me, it was fun. Had action, had adventure, it had yeah, it's more of the teenager-y thing in there, but okay, you get that.
It's not the best movie in the universe. It's not a bad movie.
I think it's
solid.
solid.
It's solid, and they had a good villain. They did the villain well,
and I think they set up some good stuff for the next movie.
I think so. I don't know how much is going to happen because of. Oh yeah, he got framed because he still has Shield on his side, and Shield's the government. So the government, I don't think, is going to do anything, but people will still look at him of, oh, you did London.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come out and prove, okay,
Yeah.
things will get leaked. Said, no, yeah, it wasn't really him. But his identity's been
His
revealed.
identity's out there.
You see the Sinister, kind of this, you have almost all of the pieces for Sinister Six to come out. There's some good stuff there. Now, we don't have a rating system. We need a rating system. Let's say out of 5 stars.
I'm going to break this, right? I'm not going to go with this.
We're going with this. Out of 5 stars, he's disobedient. 5 stars. No more. Heath.
4.
4 stars from E or Z. Jay?
Oh.
11.
3 stars, also known as a Black Noir costume. It's not quite there.
I don't know it. Apparently, he rates like Neebs.
Yeah.
This is an avocado. All right. Rating of avocado. So I'd probably go 3.5 stars. I really liked a lot of it. There was pieces there I don't care about. Some things in there made me laugh.
Yeah, there's a lot in there that
A lot
I
of
just
action.
didn't care about. I don't know if it's done badly, but it's just the teen drama stuff that I wasn't.
Yeah, and the fight scenes with Mysterio, specifically Spider-Man fighting Mysterio, I thought were fantastic. But, the whole build-up of him being a good guy, all that to me could have been left out. We could have jumped 30 minutes further into the movie. But, it wasn't bad. It was just 2 hours. We could have cut it.
Also,
Cut it a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
All right, so again, that is our review of overall. We have 3, 4, and 3.5. So we've averaged with my rating.
3.5.
I win.
Yeah.
I win. Our average is 3.5. I win.
It's really easy just to go in between.
That's why I let you guys go first.
Yeah.
Mysterio is not dead,
Totally not.
which is going to be interesting because that's going to come back. And again, we're not going to do a live stream based off X-treme X-Men because honestly, it sucked. And I want to keep my nostalgia intact. I don't want to ruin
Your childhood
as well as my childhood by reading any further into that. So I'm gonna read something I've never read before, and this is coming up. Daredevil, and again, we should have the first review of that coming up this week. We'll have more new comic reviews.
Watch it.
Jay is going to have his next episode.
Yeah.
Watch it if you want.
He takes his time. He likes to savor it like a sweet wine, which he's not even old enough to drink yet.
Well,
You're not old enough. You better not.
Well,
But we appreciate everybody hanging around with us and listening to us ramble about a movie and just
spoil 8 more.
Spoil 8 other movies and comics and everything else in the world because we probably spoil everything. And again, we are easily amused, but we're glad everybody showed up and hung out with us for a little bit, and we hope to see you next time.
Wait, what's the next Marvel movie coming out?
They introduced a bunch of stuff, so there's going to be cartoon, there's going to be Disney Plus stuff, there's going to be streaming stuff, there's going to be movie. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's next.
Black Widow.
Because we're not necessarily
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I do want to see that.
I saw a great meme. Thor was like, sorry guys, I got 4 movies.
Yeah.
Iron Man's like, and Captain America's, I got 3.
Now, I heard rumors that High Evolutionary is going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Do you know who the High Evolutionary is?
Not at all.
I've heard him, but I'm not familiar with Guardians.
He's not Guardians. He's a Thor and an X-Men Avengers thing. This dude is the guy who basically made animal people. He Mount Windigore, and he actually raised Peter and Wanda Maximoff. They actually had a bovine nurse made that was made by the High Evolutionary. So that could be interesting because he's not really a villain, but he is not really a hero. I think he's more like an anti-hero. But I think
It's more like a
could be interesting.
Deadpool.
Because you don't see a lot of him in comics anymore. It's kind of he had a run of this where he's really big, and he did a whole like annual series, and then just kind of.
They've been teasing Adam Warlock. I'd like to see Adam Warlock at some point.
Yeah.
All right, so we're now streaming into other areas.
Oh, did you see the cast release for Suicide Squad 2?
No.
It's about 30 people. And Gunn's like, get ready to do not get attached to these people. So they're gonna get axed.
Oh boy. All right, I just hope it's better than the first one.
It probably will be. Like the guy who did Guardians is doing this.
You almost not have to do anything
to make it better.
to make it just a little bit better.
Just make a normal movie, and then it'll be 1,000 times better.
3, 6, 9.
All right, so we do need in the stream. We have gone off, and we're now getting a little giddy, and this could get
I will continue to
it could get really, really bad.
What?
But thank you all for joining us
you know
on our
me.
live stream, and we will see you again
Doctor
here in the
Who's in
Love
there.
Box.
Yes.
We'll see you later. Bye.
They have Nathan Fillion, David Tennant.
Castle's in there.
Yeah.
This guy's from like